The void between stars had never felt so heavy. Admiral James Reeves stood on the bridge of the UES Unconquerable, his weathered hands clasped behind his back, his gray eyes scanning the holographic battle map suspended in the air before him. 1,400 warships stretched behind him in formation, destroyers, carriers, dreadnoughts, and frigates, their running lights cutting through the darkness like a constellation born from human ambition. "Admiral," called Lieutenant Marcus Webb from the navigation console. "We're approaching the Kareth exclusion zone. Enemy signatures confirmed on long-range sensors." Reeves didn't flinch. "How many?" he asked quietly. "Approximately 6,000 vessels, sir." The bridge fell silent. Junior officers exchanged glances. 6,000. Against 1,400. Any other species in the known galaxy would have turned around. Would have retreated. Would have begged for terms. James Reeves simply nodded and said, "Good. They showed up." Aboard the Kreth Dominion command vessel Eternal Supremacy, High Warlord Vorkan gazed at the incoming human formation with something dangerously close to amusement. "They come," said his tactical officer, Dreeth, his 4 eyes blinking in disbelief. "They actually come. Against our full war fleet." Vorkan's mandibles clicked, the Kreth equivalent of a laugh. "Humans," he said, the word dripping with contempt. "We have studied them for 6 cycles. They are fragile. Soft-bodied. Emotional. They lead with arrogance and die with confusion." He studied the formation. It was unusual. The human fleet wasn't spreading wide to maximize firepower coverage. They were tightening. Compressing into a dense, narrow spear-shaped formation aimed directly at the Dominion center. "What are they doing?" Dreeth asked. "Dying dramatically," Vorkan replied. "Open a channel. Let them hear our laughter before they burn." Admiral Reeves received the enemy transmission. He let it play on the bridge speakers, Vorkan's translated voice echoing with mockery, promising annihilation, promising that humanity's arrogance would be its grave. When it ended, Reeves turned to his crew. Every eye was on him. Young faces. Determined faces. He smiled, not the smile of a man who didn't understand the odds. The smile of a man who had already run them. "Commander Rodriguez," he said calmly, "execute Operation Hammerfall." Full sequence. Commander Diana Rodriguez cracked her knuckles and said simply, "Yes, sir." Initiating Hammerfall. What happened next would be studied in military academies across 7 civilizations for the next 2 centuries. The human fleet didn't engage at range. It accelerated. Every ship fired its maximum thrust, the spear formation driving directly into the heart of the Kreth fleet at speeds the Dominion's targeting systems simply weren't designed to track. Humans, it turned out, had spent 3 decades quietly engineering drives that pushed tolerances no other species considered survivable. Because no other species had human engineers who treated impossible as an opening offer. At the same moment, 200 hidden human stealth frigates, silent for 11 days, drifting cold and dark inside the exclusion zone, activated simultaneously and opened fire from inside the Kreth formation. The Dominion fleet fractured. Kreth vessels fired on each other in the chaos. Their command network, built on centralized coordination, collapsed the moment the Eternal Supremacy took 4 simultaneous rail cannon strikes to its communications array, courtesy of Lieutenant Marcus Webb's targeting solution, calculated 3 days ago. Vorkan had 40 seconds of pure confusion before the bridge cracked open. Admiral Reeves watched the battle map dissolve into cascading Kreth vessel signatures blinking out, red dots extinguishing like candles in a storm. 58 seconds after Diana Rodriguez initiated Hammerfall, the battle was functionally over. Static crackled across the fleet channel. Then voices, not the voices of victory celebrations, but the calm, professional voices of humans doing their jobs. Sector 1, cleared. Carrier Group Delta, no casualties. Stealth Wing reporting in, all units intact. Reeves exhaled slowly, his eyes on the map where 6,000 enemy vessels had been. What remained were debris fields, distress beacons, and stunned survivors broadcasting surrender codes in broken, desperate Creth. Lieutenant Webb turned from his console, his young face unreadable. "Admiral, 58 seconds." Reeves nodded. "Log it," he said. Epilogue, what the galaxy learned. The Galactic Conclave received the battle report 17 hours later. Ambassador Prex of the Alari Federation read it 3 times before setting it down with trembling hands. 6,000 vessels. 58 seconds. Human casualties, none. He looked at his aide and said, in a voice barely above a whisper. "Whatever you do, do not make the humans angry."